$1,000. Shut up and take my money. I'll be real. I've been a part of the Xbox ecosystem since 2008 when I got my Xbox 360, and I've stuck with it since the Xbox One, the Series X. I've been here for the whole ride.
TV, watch TV, 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 TV remote, TV experience, TV, 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 TV.
Despite this, I would never say that I'm a hardcore Xbox fan because at the end of the day, I get it. Nintendo and Sony make way better games than Microsoft, and it's been like that for a very long time. But all my games run Xbox, and my friends. Plus, Game Pass is such a good deal, it's hard to... Brother. All that to say though, when Microsoft announced they were entering the handheld market, I did not care. Like, there was no point where I thought I was going to get an Ally X, but I definitely kept tabs on it. And to be frank, I've got a Steam Deck, which that's kind of like all I need. But I was interested to see what Microsoft would come up with. Then the Gamescom showcase dropped.
Ally X Gaming, Ryzen AI Z2 Extreme, Xbox Ally, the Z2 Extreme, Windows, 15 to 20 watts, these fluid motion frames, thousands of games, and only on Windows.
And let me tell you, I experienced negative hype because they were saying things about this that was not sitting right with me.
The biggest news this week is that Microsoft has confirmed that these Xbox handhelds won't play Xbox console games natively.
We know what players want.
And strangely enough, they didn't announce the price of the console despite it releasing at almost 2 months from that point. Now, maybe they were just being cautious. The Switch 2 had been flamed for its $500 price tag, and Microsoft recently increased the price of the Series X to $600. $800. It would make sense that they would want to let things cool down a little bit. And, since the Xbox Ally X is offering a pretty significant amount of power, I could see it being pretty pricey though. Maybe like $600, $700, $1,000. Wow, that's a chunk of change. Now, I'm not here to rail on people who buy it because at the end of the day, you can do what you want with your money. But like, come on, what is happening here? This thing is the price of 2 Switch 2s, 2 Steam Decks, 5 PlayStation Portals. This thing is the price of 2 Xbox Series X's. I mean, 2 Xbox Series X's at launch. The rate at which handheld prices have increased is stunning to me. And I mean both PC and console. When the Switch came out in 2017, it launched at $300. The original Steam Deck you could get for as low as $400 just recently in 2022. Now, Lenovo is about to release a $1,400 handheld. The MSI Claw 8 is $1,100, and of course, the Xbox Ally X is $1,000. There is a cheaper version, but the most powerful version is $1,000. Now, obviously, the argument is going to be about the power of each PC handheld and how good of an experience they can provide, and I'm not denying that. The Ally X and the Lenovo Go 2 are obviously going to be able to play more intensive games better. They have the GPU, they have the CPU for it, especially if you compare it to the base Steam Deck. But like, why? Why does that matter? I feel like handhelds used to be an easier and more accessible way to game. When the GBA, the Game Boy Advance, came out in 2001, it was priced at $100. Which, if you convert for inflation, is like $180 today. But you know what else was released in 2001? The original Xbox at $300. What is The Rock doing here? What the?
The Xbox is everything The Rock is. Cutting edge, powerful, exhilarating, and like The Rock, it will be the most electrifying thing coming out this year.
Wait, what? Now, the GBA was not going to compete with Xbox in terms of raw power, but it wasn't supposed to. You didn't buy the GBA and expect a game like Halo 1 to run on it, but you got Super Mario, Pokemon, Yoshi's Island. The competition didn't lie in how powerful the console was in a head-to-head, but it lied in the creativity and the offering of the games that each system provided. When the Steam Deck launched 3 years ago, I feel like it unintentionally opened the floodgate. Currently, the Steam Deck price ranges from about $400 to $650, and $650 is a bit pricey, but to have your entire Steam library available is pretty hard to beat. Other PC handhelds had existed prior, but I feel like the Steam Deck proved that there was a strong market for this type of gaming experience, and companies latched onto this in a heartbeat. When I look at the newer handhelds like the Xbox Ally X or the Lenovo Go 2, I'm just not sure I necessarily see the point. Like I said, I'm not doubting their power. I'm sure they're going to provide excellent gaming experiences, but I'm just not sure what people are playing to justify the price. I mean, the Xbox Ally X won't even play native Xbox games. Like the library you have on your Xbox does not directly transfer into the system, which to me just makes no sense. Why is it called an Xbox Ally X if that's not the case? Can you imagine if the Steam Deck was announced, but it didn't transfer your Steam library at all? It seems like handhelds are entering a point where they're just trying to outdo the other, but not in a way where they're trying to provide a unique experience, provide standout exclusive games, but by just proving they can make something more powerful, I guess. I mean, like, yeah, I guess you could probably play new AAA games like Black Ops 7 on them, but like, why would you want to play Black Ops 7 on a portable device? Why would you want to play Black Ops 7 at all? I feel like the prices are just going to keep going up, but the value's not really there. I mean, the Lenovo Go 2 is $1,400. The base Steam Deck is $400. This is a 3.5 times price difference between the two in a 3-year gap. Will prices keep increasing at this rate? In 2028, the next generation of handhelds would be $5,000 if that's the case. I mean, this is extending everywhere. The Series X went up in price again and is $800 now. On a side note, the Series X may be the first console I've ever owned that's appreciated in value. The PS5 Pro is $750, the Switch 2 is $500, games like Mario Kart are $80, Game Pass costs $360 a year now. The question that I think I'm asking with this video, and just that price of handhelds that just keep going up, at what point do you just buy a PC? Because for $1,400, I'm pretty sure you can get a much better laptop. I just feel like in the past there were tiers to gaming, if you know what I mean. Like, there's a very wide range of accessibility. Like, let's look back 20 years ago. If you want to have a more casual gaming experience at a low entry price, buy a Nintendo DS. If you want more AAA or powerful games, buy an Xbox 360 or a PS3. If you want to play games at max frames, high resolution, just overclocking GPUs, then, you'll buy a computer. I just feel like this line is so blurred now. Handhelds are the prices of PCs. Consoles are becoming the price of PCs. Games require you to take a loan out of the bank now. It just doesn't seem sustainable. I'm just not sure I see the point of any of this. I'm not even sure really what the point of this video is. I think what's y'all's opinion? I actually genuinely want to know what people think. Like, is a $1,400 handheld worth it? Because to me, I feel like $500 to $600 is the max a handheld should be. But I don't know. Post your thoughts in the comment, like, subscribe, I don't know, do whatever you want to do, I guess. But please, at the very least, can someone please justify why your native Xbox library cannot be on the Xbox Ally X? That makes zero sense to me. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.